Okay, so I want to work on uh, the part where the player grabs the gun from the back of the truck, picking up the object. So far, just for demonstration purposes, I've created this gun equipped tick, which goes through the event tick, and it winds up here, and um, if gun is equipped, then set the visibility of the gun to visible, and also if gun is equipped, um, make sure the gun is up so that he's in the gun holding mode, and also, oh sorry, gun also has to be equipped if he wants to aim the gun. So right now I basically want to get rid of this. This was just for demonstration purposes, so I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm also going to get rid of this. So instead, I'm going to compile that for now. I want to go into the truck blueprint, and kind of like how I have the go-to location for entering the truck, I'm going to create 3 more of these. I'll duplicate one. This will be I'll call it gun grab location 1, and then I'll put it right here. Duplicate. This will be gun grab location 2, and I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees. Right there. And I'll do one more. Do that again. Rotate it this way, I think. And position it right about here. So I've got 3 spots, 1, 2, 3 spots where the player can press the button to grab the gun. The only reason why I have go to location just for um, the left door instead of this door is because it's very unlikely that someone's going to go if the it's very unlikely that the driver's going to get into the passenger side. As to where this back part, the player can approach it from many different sides. Um, One thing I should also do, first I'll compile that. Okay, I'm just going to go into project settings, into input, and I'm going to create an action mapping, and I'll name this one pick up gun. I could have just used the same E button for enter exit vehicle, but if the player is standing in between any one of these like points, if like just say player standing in between this one and this one, it could get confused and like it might like get the character to enter the cards when what I really want is for the character to grab the gun. So I guess it would be safer to make a separate button. So this will be called pickup gun, and I'll keep it really close to the other button. The E button is on the right side of the W, so a good button will be Q, which is on the other side of the W. It's easy to access with the fingers, I guess. Um, so after that's done, I need to set it up the same way that I set up the go-to location for entering the car. So right here I have the truck tick. Here I'll create a custom event. I'll call it pickup gun tick. Compile. Um, and I'll have it fire here. Do the event tick. Okay, so this way over here. Actually, I'll put it here for now, so it's easier to see what's going on with the enter truck. Since it's very similar, I can just grab stuff. I want to create some variables. Distance to gun pick up one. Exact same thing as distance to truck, except I'm doing the distance to the gun pickup. So I'll duplicate. This will be 2. Duplicate 3. Okay. So all I need to do is, I guess I'll just copy and paste this little part here. Let's plug this in. And I want to get rid of that. I'm going to go ahead and do this 2 more times. So there's a total of 3. I'll plug these in. I'll delete these. And I'm going to drag and drop set distance instead of get. I'm going to set. Make sure you click set here. And okay, so I got to go into the truck and gun grab location 1, 2, and 3. So out of this truck, I need to get the gun grab location. It's usually at the bottom. Get gun grab location 1. Gun grab location. Wait a minute. Oh. And plug that in here. Gun grab location 3. Oops. So basically all I'm doing is getting the distance of, I'm using the capsule component of the player and the world location of the capsule component and the world location of the gun grab location, subtracting that from the capsule component world location, and with that difference I'm turning it into a vector length and setting that vector length as the distance to the gun pickup location. So I've got 3 of these. So I need to make one more variable called, for the truck I have a boolean that says can enter truck. I'm going to make one called can pick up gun. Make sure that's set to boolean. And here, to grab a branch to recreate the one I have down here. So if distance to gun pickup 1, distance to gun pickup 2, distance to gun pickup 3, if any of these are smaller or equal to 100, for the entering the door I put 150, but this one I'll make it a little bit closer, just in case they interfere with each other. I want to require a closer distance. So I need to use an or boolean and another or. So if any one of these are smaller or equal to, then can pick up gun. Actually, I have to make, this is actually incorrect. I have to do all these separately. Actually, this part was right. Oops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this first one to 1, can pick up gun 1, Oops. This will be 2. This one will be 3. Actually, I should just probably copy and paste them. So the top ones are going to be true, the bottom ones are false. So if distance to pick up 1 is smaller or equal to 100, then can pick up gun 1 is true. If not, then it's false. And same for these bottom ones. So all I have to do now is I need to pick up gun action event, the button, branch, and I'm going to get each one of these. If any of these booleans are true, if the button is pressed and any of these are true, I should probably just use a sequence. Oops. Then if can pick up gun 1 is true, meaning that I'm within the 100 range in terms of distance, then I can just grab this. Just have to delete that and replace it with gun grab location 1. And plug these in here. So 1 second I'm moving to that position. If you don't know, well, I'll just explain it. So I'm moving the capsule component. So if the button is pressed, the Q button, and the player is close enough to grab the gun within 100, then it gets the capsule component moves from the world. Sorry, it moves to the world location of the gun grab location and the world rotation. The only reason why I put plus 87 for the Z is because the capsule, this capsule here, the pivot is, or the transform, it's in the center as to where the go-to location is on the floor. So I basically have to, I'm taking the value of the gun grab location and I'm bringing it up 87 units. So it moves to that position. The player moves to that position in 1 second, as well as the rotation. So let's go right ahead and copy and paste it for the other. Okay, so I'm just going to hook these up here. And need to replace these. So gun grab location 2. Plug these in. This one's gun grab location 3. Plug these in. And I'll compile that. I want to quickly go into my animations folder for the Clint character, the main character. So I want to create a montage. So the gun grab animation here, make sure it says animation sequence, not physics asset or skeletal mesh. Animation sequence. Right click, create a montage, and you can just leave the name as it is. And I want to do one more. Gun pump animation sequence. This is where he pumps the gun. I'm going to work on this a little bit later, so I'm just going to create the montage for now. Okay. So with those created, let me save all. Okay. With that with all that saved, I'm going to go back to Clint, and the montage I just created for getting the gun from the back, I'm going to call that up. So I'll space these out because there's a few more things that I want to add. Make sure I have ample room. As you can see, it very quickly starts to look like spaghetti. So the sequence, I'm going to create a delay of 1 second because it takes 1 second for him to move to position. And after that 1 second, I'm going to play a montage. And this is grab gun from truck. And I want to copy and paste these. One other thing that I want to do, I should open up the montages that I just created. So this one's the gun pump. I'm going to, oops, I'm going to pause it. I don't want it to play. I like setting the blend time to 0, so I'll set it to 0 for this one. Why isn't this stopping? Okay. passive browser, Clint gun pump, and Clint grab gun from truck. I'm going to pause that as well, and blend time 0. I think these are there to like blend like the idle animation to like this whatever animation. If I put it to 0, it's gonna look jumpy, I guess. It just like cuts to like the other animation. But for some reason, I kind of prefer that. I don't know why. It's just like sharper, I guess. Okay, so all this is good. So he moves to position. Takes 1 second to move to position. After 1 second, he plays the animation. And the animation was 2 seconds. So 1 second to move to position, 2 second animation, which is a total of 3 seconds. So after 3 seconds, I need to make a branch. If gun is equipped, create a branch. Oh no, not a branch. Sorry, sequence. And I'll create another sequence. If gun is equipped, I'm going to set it to unequipped. But if it's false, if it's not equipped, then I'm going to set it to equipped. So this is almost like a toggle, I guess. I could use a flip flop, but I don't know. I just like doing it like this. One other thing that I need is to set the visibility. Set visibility of the shotgun. This one's going to be invisible. And this one's going to be visible. So all I have to do is copy and paste. So the beautiful thing about this, if it works, I still have to test it to see if it actually does, but if it works, then this whole thing could be used for both grabbing the gun as well as putting the gun back. Because there might be instances where he wants to put the gun back and hop back into the truck or whatever to escape the enemies or whatever. That's why I have these two things. If gun is equipped, then the player presses the button, then he puts the gun back, and the gun equipped is turned off, and the shotgun is invisible. And all this happens after 3 seconds. Yeah, that looks good so far. I'm just going to call this pick up gun from truck. Distance to gun locations. Okay, now I'll compile. Okay, so I'm going to press save all. And save here as well. And I'm going to hit play. So fingers crossed. Oh, I forgot one thing. Gun equipped. For demonstration purposes, I set it to true, but I want it to be false. So now he's got nothing in his hands. But if I walk close enough to one of those locations, let's just say I think he's moving a little bit too fast. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll press Q and nothing happens. Oh, there we go. So middle mouse button pressed, he's aiming. If I let go of the middle mouse button, he's back. If I go back to this location, press Q, no more gun. Okay, that works. Escape. I want to change a couple things. First, I want to change his speed, his where is it? Okay, max walk speed is set to 600. Here it's set to 400. It only sets to 400 after he presses, or the player presses the run button, which is the right mouse button. But it starts off at 600. Both of it is, the 600 is definitely too high. I want to set to 300, and I'm going to set this to 300 as well to match this value. And when he's running, he's probably running way too fast. The running should be basically close to what the walk was. So I'll try 600 for now. Another thing that I wanted to do was when the pickup gun is pressed, I'm going to do once. This do once is reset. Oh, this is the wrong one. This one right here. When the pickup button, the Q button is pressed, I'm going to do once. And this is reset after the delay of 3 seconds. So when the moves to position for 1 second and plays the animation for 2 seconds, then you can do it again. So I'm going to try this out and compile it. Okay, I'm going to try this out. So if I walk, it's a little bit better. If I run, oh, I forgot. When he runs, I do have to set this to 400 for walking. I set this back to 400 for when the run button is not pressed. When it is pressed, it has to be 1200 because it's the anim blueprint, or sorry, the blend space is going to read the 1200. If I walk now, if I run, he runs really fast. So this way I have a little bit more control over how fast he runs and how whether or not he runs into the truck. Press Q. Okay, looks good. Okay, so next thing is I want to do a gun pump. So I want to make it that so that he pumps the gun each time the player shoots. Okay, so in order to create the shooting, I need to create another action mapping. Call it shoot, and for this one, it's going to be a left mouse button. Left mouse button. Okay. So I'm going to go way over here. Shoot. Action event. So first, in order for this to work, gun has to be equipped and gun has to be up. Both of these have to be true. And I guess I'll do a sequence. I don't have a shooting animation right now, and also I'm not going to deal with like particles or anything like that. For now, I'm going to assume that after a delay, so he should just say the button is pressed, he shoots, and after 1 second, I'll put this down here, just as a reminder that there's going to be other stuff coming out of here, which I'm not going to deal with today. But after the button is pressed and he shoots, I want him to play the anim montage. Which is gun pump in a montage. Another thing that I want to do is I need to create a float called I'll call it how many shells. This is going to be a float. I'm going to compile default. It's going to be 6. I think a shotgun can have 5 or 6 shells, like a pump action one. So every time this button is pressed, the number of shells is going to be -1. So another condition that I actually have to add here is this only shoots so first gun has to be equipped, gun has to be up, and there has to be more than 0 shells. I'll plug that in. So these 3 conditions have to be met. And when the button is pressed, immediately it does other stuff that comes out of here that I'm going to add later. 1 shell is removed from the 6 shells, and then 1 second after, he plays the pump animation. And another thing that I should do is this pump animation is 1 second, and I have a delay of 1 second, so after 2 seconds, I am going to reset the do once. Whoops. Do once node. So when the button is pressed, everything happens once, and then it can happen again after 2 seconds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the shell, and I'm going to print string so we see the number of shells as I press the shoot button. I'll compile. Okay, so if I go play, whoops, I forgot to, sorry, this has to be, for print string, this has to be plugged into in string. I'm going to compile that. So now, in the top left corner, you can see 6. So if I walk over to the truck, what's going on here? Okay, finally, okay, I've got the gun. So if I, oops, middle mouse button to aim, and if you look at the number on the top left hand corner, if I press the mouse button, it's not doing anything. What is going on? think it's working now. I think it's because I didn't press save all. But if I try it now, I'm just gonna so with the gun, press middle mouse button to aim. I press left mouse button. You can see the number goes down and he cocks the gun. So I'll do it once more. Press button, number goes down to 4, then he cocks the gun. The only problem is, if I walk forward, let's just say I'm walking forward toward the cube, just say. I'm playing the walking animation, but as soon as I press the button, the number goes down, but his legs don't move while he's cocking the gun, while he's pumping the gun. So I have to fix that, and that's where slots come in, and that's what I'm going to work on next. Okay, so in order to create a slot, I'm going to open up the gun pump and a montage, not the animation sequence, so I'll double click that to open it. And I'm going to stop the animation because I don't need it to play. I'm going to drag this out. So if you look right here, it already has a default slot. This is basically this default slot in the anim graph in the NMBP. So this slot is required if you want to play montages in your game. So what I want to do is I want to create a new montage or a new slot. So I click on this drop down and I open up the slot manager, which opens up a tab right here. And as you can see, there's only one slot called default slot. So I'm going to add a slot called gun pump. So it's added there. So now I'm going to select the drop down again. And I'm going to set the gun pump as this, the slot. So right now, when I did that, it went to this Da Vinci pose. The reason why I did that is because it's not set in the NMBP. So I'm going to go to the NMBP. First thing that I want to do is I want to let's see, I want to disconnect this. This over here. I'm going to create, I'm going to right click and type in new saved, new save cache pose. And it's going to want a name, so I'll just call it main movement. And so everything that that came before, I'm going to plug everything in here. And what I'm going to do with this created, I'm going to type in use cache. And it's going to show me the main movement cache that I just created. So from here, I'm going to pull out, and I want to type in slot, and it's only got default slot. But with this selected, I just need to go to where is it? There's a drop down. Oh, slot name. I click on this, and this drop down appears, and I press gun pump. And as you can see, the name changes here, gun pump. I want to right click. Actually, I want to pull out of here. And I want to get a node called layered blend per bone. So I'm going to copy and paste this one. So basically what this is this node right here. This node right here is basically this. So all this stuff that came before goes through here and then through here. But if the blend waits, as you can see, the value is 1, then it goes through here. So in order for it to go to the top one and skip this gun pump, this has to be set to 0, but right now by default it's set to 1, which is fine. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. With this selected, I'm going to go over to the details panel, and I'm going to go down. I'm going to drop down layer setup, and under layer setup, there's a branch filters. So right now there's 0 elements, so I'm going to create one. Press the plus button, and I'm going to click on that drop down, and all I have to do is get the bone name that I want to be affected. So I don't know it off by heart, so I have to open up the skeletal mesh. Oh, is this the one? Oh, I need to get the I'll go to my modeling folder. Get the skeletal mesh from the default pose, which is not skeletal mesh. I need skeleton. And I think I'm going to use spine1 underscore 001. So spine1 underscore 001. I'm going to double check. Did I get that right? Yep. Okay. I think that's good for now. Gonna compile that. One more thing that I like to do before I test this out is I want to open up the montage again. Is this the right one? No. What am I doing? Oh, I need to go to blueprints. So So the walking and running is too fast, so I want to set all these values to 900. So minus 900, 900, minus 900, 900. I'm going to do the same thing for the gun down, minus 900, 900, minus 900, 900, and one last time for the gun up. Okay, I'm going to save that, and I'm going to close this. And quickly I'm going to go to Clint, and when he's running, first here I need to make the walk speed 300, and for when the right mouse is pressed or when it's not pressed, it's going to be 900 max, and back to 300 when run button is not being pressed. So compile. Okay, so I'm going to hit play and try this. Press Q. So if I aim, if I fire the gun, number goes down, he pumps. But if I walk and then shoot, as you can see, he pumps the gun while he's walking. So I'll do it again. Pump while walking. Okay, so everything seems to be working. The only thing that I want to check now is the walking speed. Walking speed looks pretty good. When I press the right mouse button to run, it's not super fast anymore. This is about the right speed. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. One thing that I could add is the rotation of the spine while he aims, but I think I'm going to cut it off here. This video is probably too long, so I'll save it for another video. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this one. Hope to see you in the next video. Okay, thanks.